Hello, my name is Ervina Deswita Wibowo. I'm from elementary school Mardiwana Labuan. Today, I will story about the origin of Tanjung Lesung, the love story of Raden Budok and Sri Pohaci, which did not end happily. Once upon a time, in the village, there lived a widow named Nisiti. She has a daughter who is very beautiful. Her name is Sri Pohaci. Sri Pohaci portrays every day asking a mortar and antan. She hit the antan against the mortar until it produced a certain rhythmic that sound melodious to the ear. Sri Pohaci action invited other girl to imitate her action. There were Basi pounding rice in the same way as Sri Pohaci did. The girl usually asks Sri Pohaci to lead until finally a fun game is created which they call ngagondang. However, they have a taboo, namely not playing ngagondang on Fridays. When Raden Budok arrived in the village, it happened that the game of ngagondang was being played. Raden Budok was very interested when he heard it. He stared with eye when he saw one of the mortar hitters. Her face was very similar to the face of the woman he saw in his dream. The woman was none other than Sri Pohaci. Raden Budok then went to Sri Pohaci's house and got to know the woman with a beautiful face. He expressed his love for Sri Pohaci when Sri Pohaci also confessed his love for Raden Budok. Raden Budok then came to Nisiti to propose Sri Pohaci. Raden Budok and Sri Pohaci got married. Their wedding was held simple. All the time villagers came to an end and were happy that the wedding was taking place. Raden Budok then lived in that village. After marriage, Sri Pohaci continued to lead the ngagondang. Her husband not only alone, but also took part in the game of rhythmic call, hitting the antan on the mortar. It felt like he was having fun, hanging out all the time. He was still determined to play even though his wife, mother-in-law and other people had to remind him. When Friday arrived, Sri Pohaci reminded her husband. Raden Budok was just silent, even though he could stop his desire to play the antan on the mortar to create a rhythmic. Nisiti was also worried about her son-in-law. Nisiti also reminded Raden Budok not to hang out on Friday. In fact, village elder also reminded Raden Budok, even though many people remind him. Raden Budok still insisted on ngagondang. He complained, ignored the warning of his wife, his mother-in-law, and even village elder for him. There are no taboos for him to satisfy his pleasure in play the antan on the mortar. Any day is a free day for him. Dongagodang, that free day Raden Budok was still hanging out. He doesn't care even if he just playing alone. He even became more enthusiastic, jumping up and down when he hit his antan on the mortar. People just look at him is amazing, and Raden Budok continued to grow in enthusiasm for playing. He jumped here and there to play. His face was so happy, as if he was very satisfied to be able to play ngagondang. On that secret Friday when this happened. Villager children came to the place where Raden Budok was playing ngagondang. They were very surprised to see the strange sight that orange before them. In their view, it was not Raden Budok was playing ngagondang, but a langwer. Raden Budok was decided to realize that he had turned into a langwer, continued to play antan on the mortar. He became enthusiastic about playing because he thought the children were focused by his game. This surprising incident qualities pet villager came to the place where Raden Budok was playing the ngagondang. They were truly amazed to see a langur playing in a mortar and jumping up and down full of joy. The crowd shouting halt, help but startled Raden Budok. He stopped playing for a moment and looked at the people. He still heard from village resign was that there was a langur playing in a mortar. He paid attention to the surrounding area. Not one was playing a godang in that place. Other than himself, Raden Budok was shocked when he brought him both of his hands have very thick hair, black like a langur fur, likewise with the dense black fur on both legs. He felt him face was full of thick black fur too. His surprise was even more complete where he found a long black hair tail coming out of the back of his body. Raden Budok has completely transformed into a langur. After finding himself turned into a langur, Raden Budok immediately ran from that place. He was very abreast with nimble movement. Raden Budak Langur interested then climbed the tree. The climbing movement is very fast. He is also great in hanging from branch to branch and jumping from one tree to other. The recipient, when they saw the langur, the interest of Raden Budok jumping from one tree to other. The scream single abreast Raden Budok until he continued to try to get us far away from the village as possible. He entered the forest and continued to move towards the middle of the forest. He decided to live in the middle of the forest forever. Sri Pohaci was very sad to discover this reality. Her husband had turned into a langur. Cruelty, she left the village where he lived, where Raden Budok wife went, no one knows. In fact, Nisiti herself didn't even talk about it. It's said that Sri Pohaci later also transformed into the goddess of rice. The village where this very surprising event occurred was the called Tan Lesung village. Considering its location on a cape, the village was eventually extra single abreast Raden Budok until he continued to try to get as far away from the village as possible. He entered the forest and continued to move toward the middle of the forest. He decided to live in the middle of the forest forever. Sri Pohaci was very sad to discover this reality. Her husband had turned into a langur. Reality, she left the village where he lived. Now, when Raden Budok wife went, no one knows. In fact, Nisiti herself didn't even know about it. It said that Sri Pohaci later also transformed into the gods of rice. The village where this very surprising event occurred was then called Lesung village. Considering its location on a cape, the village was eventually called Tanjung Lesung. The moral messenger from the collection of folk legends from the origin of Tanjung Lesung is that we should obey and respect the custom that apply in an area, like the meaning of the proverb, where the land is top on, there the sky is above, which means wherever we are of our life, we should obey the custom that apply in that area. Thank you. Bye bye.